Aloha hoku ohana. Thank you guys so much for joining me here for reading. This is all about the Queen of Wands energy that was showing up very, very prominently in the astral realm. So she has this creative vision. So this is representing you guys right now. She's able to reignite this flame and passion and spark within herself. And that begins to have an exothermic reaction on those around her, where she spreads this joy. She instills confidence into others as she embodies her full mystic nature. Okay, so the Queen of Wands is basically on a train heading into Luxor in Egypt, and once she reached her destination, you guys were at this beautiful basically precipice of like a mountain. You were basically at the summit of a huge climb, and there was just, you was up so high that you began to see like all the clouds around you. You know, it's like you were really there, higher than the clouds. And this represents archaeological digging that you guys are doing when it comes to your own psyche, and how your soul's definitely summoning you to walk down a certain path. I'm hearing there's a certain path or things that are being illuminated to you during this time that really, again, enrich your soul's experience. It's definitely giving me an energy of genuine desires that anchored into the depth of your being are being revealed to you during this time, where your soul is guiding you towards true purpose and true meaning in this lifetime. And you're being kind of guided by this divine lighthouse full of ancient wisdom to move through these different, I'm hearing series of events. There could be like a new sequence of events that is unlocking for you. And yeah, so trains represent your journey in life, right? It represents a direction towards progress, especially when it comes to the soul's progression through maybe contrast, because it was like an uphill climb. So in the tea leaf message, that shows that there's obstacles that you're overcoming during this time. Mountains is about you reaching the top of that potential. It does show that there's a major milestone that will be completed as you reach this new level of I'm just hearing like newfound success. That's almost what it feels like. You're going to see how much it is that you're capable of, and also how supported you are in this journey, not just by the physical, but also by the non-physical realm. And it also represents a new perspective. So I feel like at this higher vantage point, you're going to almost like look back at everything that had led you to the summit moment and realize, oh my goodness, there was so much that I was in store for, in a way that I couldn't possibly fathom being at point A. It's almost like how you get to point B is something that is otherworldly. It's something that the analytical mind cannot even comprehend. That's definitely the vibe that it gives me. So I feel like something is transcending the human experience. And it also represents spiritual growth as well, where you have this connection to a higher power and a higher octave within yourself that's been guiding you every step of the way, whether you were attuned to that or not. So yeah, let's go ahead and read the Queen of Wands image. So she's called the Mystic in this deck, and it represents a figure that stands on the precipice of a molten lava pool swinging from 3 flame lanterns in the sky. This basically represents you're determined to seek out truth and you're courageous enough to think beyond the constructs of society for answers. The Mystic shows up when you have acquired certain knowledge that needs to be shared. In a reading, this card represents that you know more than you let on. And it may require you to be courageous and determined to speak your voice. But your views on the situation are crucial to group understanding. This high pedestal may make you feel isolated from others. So come down and share with those around you. And that's almost what it gives me. Because in the astral realm, like you guys had your head pretty much above the clouds. And it's almost like you had to come back to earth in some way, or anchor in this otherworldly experience to kind of, I'm hearing like meet people on their level in a way where they'd actually be able to understand the information that you were translating. So I feel like you're finding different ways to kind of articulate what it is that you're feeling. You're finding different ways, even if it's like an articulation of this internal dialogue that you're having. That's definitely the vibe that it gives me. As long as you can understand yourself and you can understand what it is that you're relaying, whether people really understand that or not, or I'm hearing they understand the information but not how you received it. That's almost how it feels like, right? It's like other people are understanding what it is that you're saying or what it is that you're sharing, right? And they're resonating with it, but it's almost like, well, where is this coming from, right? Because it's like you guys went, it's like this mystic's journey. That's definitely the vibe that it's showing. It's like you have this wellspring of information or knowledge that you're kind of anchoring in from the ethers or hidden sources. So it's hard for the analytical mind to actually understand. It's like, yeah, you're right, but how did you know that? You know, it kind of gives me that vibe. For sure. So I'm not sure what this is, but I'm curious to see. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. But this could have been like your whole journey of life in general, where you just know things without maybe knowing how you know it. It's just like you know it, right? You haven't seeked externally for the answers, you found them within, you know? That's definitely the vibe that it gives me. Anything else? Let's just go ahead and take a look at this vibe. I'm just going to read the energy briefly today for you guys because I'm going live with you after this. Tidal force, yeah, you're definitely invoking these different emotional responses from others. And we have aurora polaris, right? So the aurora is your plasmic origin. So it's almost like your zoning and drifting in and out of these different dimensional frequencies of yourself, right? You're drifting in and out of your plasmic origins, right? The infinite potential, and also your human form that you've incarnated into, to kind of do this dance between the realms of the form and the formlessness. And I do feel like you're kind of acting as a bridge between the metaphysical and the physical, right? The non-physical and the physical, the non-tangible and the tangible. And it's expressed through the things that you do. It's expressed through the things that you say. It's expressed through the way that you kind of roam the earth, right? It's just the embodiment of this truth that you've cultivated through this light that you've been able to harness and anchor into your being. And that light shines and other people take notice of that, but they don't understand how you've kind of captured this light. I'm also hearing like a kind of seeing the moon maiden energy where other people may want to capture this light in a bottle. It definitely gives me that vibe too, just to understand. And then you have expansion here at the base. So this is like a massive growth sprout that you're going to be going through. I do feel like there is going to be more eyes on you, more people are taking notice of your light during this time, just because you're embodying even more light, embodying even more truth. And with the aurora polaris, again, it does represent this magical essence that you have. It's almost like, again, you are a physical form that originates from plasma that was crafted by the Elohims, right? The seraphims, to come and engage with the third dimensional realm. So you're definitely this earth angel, you know, that's the vibe that it gives me, and you're very aware of that. So yeah, you're a bioplasmic being who resembles the aurora polaris in some way, and it's like you've incarnated into this physical form, but your aura, right, it speaks volumes about your mystical nature. I mean, like your mystical, whimsical nature, you know, it's like you're this abstract concept that's kind of just molded into this physical form, but you're so much more than just this physical form, and that's very evident through the energy that you embody, through the truth that you speak, through the energy that you present, right? That's definitely the energy that it gives me for sure. So yeah, it's like you're dwelling between these higher dimensional realms and also the lower realm, and you're doing your work simultaneously. Okay, that's what I'm seeing as well. Okay, let's see. What should we see? I don't know. Let's see. Sure. Let's take a look at Gateway of the Galactic Energy. Galactic Shambhala initiations, trusting the process Dharma, retreating and recharging. So this is a time where you guys are definitely going within. I do feel like you're definitely receiving some kind of activation. We do have Pleiadian activation here at the base, just so that you can live more in harmony with your truth. That's definitely what it gives me, where you're able to integrate your truth and embody this truth and feel love for yourself, right? And understand yourself. And I don't feel like it's a time for you to try to be understood by any. I feel like people that are going to see you are going to see you during this time. And I'm hearing, like, I'm seeing the moon energy in the Cosmos Oracle, where it says some don't want to be seen and some don't want to be shown. So some people refuse to see or acknowledge your light, and that's okay. It's just more of a reflection of where they have that dissonance to their own internal light within as well. That's also something that you probably need to know. So yeah, with Shambhala initiations, it talks about when things quiet down in your life, know that this isn't a failure, but an opportunity to retreat and recharge. In the business of the physical world, our spirit is often playing catch up with our body to the point that it gets used to being overactive and overworked, right? So when your plasmic origins incarnated into this physical form, you did you had the risk of forgetting one's etheric origins, and you've come back into that remembrance, which is to awaken, right? To remember yourself, to remember, right? You're remembering all the different versions of yourself coming back into this union, right? With your divine origins, and that's anchored. It's like your divinity is anchored throughout the whole of your being. You're not separate or compartmentalizing your divinity in any way, right? That's definitely the vibe that it gives me too. And maybe we should talk about it, because yesterday I saw a lighthouse support and at 11:11. So a lot of you, this is like, you are people's wish come true. I'm hearing in terms of they ask for a sign and you show up. It could be like a message that you have, or just your energy. That's definitely the vibe that it gives me. But you're put into alignment with certain people and circumstances to be that lighthouse, okay, of divine wisdom, to be this timeless guide, and to give people a sense of direction when all seems lost. So lighthouses in the metaphysical realm function as like guiding ships, right? And helping them see their path more clearly, and following a very particular path that feels in alignment with their soul's highest expression. And it's not about choosing the worldly and the spiritual, but realizing that both coexist, right? The light and the dark, and the past, present, and future are not these isolated, compartmentalized concepts, but it's part of a larger cosmic narrative. As we begin to grow in our understanding, right, of ourselves, we transcend these limitations. We transcend trying to compartmentalize ourselves from our own spirituality. We're not just human beings having spiritual experiences, but we're a spiritual being that has incarnated into a physical form. Our spirit within is animating this physical vessel, who is only a shell of who we are. So don't mistake ourselves for the cloak or the garment. We are the wearer of it, right? So you are the stardust that's wrapped in skin, right? Don't confuse yourself with just the skin. So yeah, you're having a richer understanding of your existence, and you're assisting others when it comes to that internal journey, right? So yeah, it's a super interesting vibe that you're definitely giving off, for sure. Your soul is definitely guiding your next actions forward, for sure, and you're acting as an agent of transformation in your own life because of that. So yeah, this is extending throughout the whole of your life events as well as you move forward, because you have this knowing, and it's this seed that you're nurturing, and it's growing in a very fertile environment. So these, I'm seeing like the branches of your being, or the extension of source, right? You're an extension of source energy, is really expressing itself fully through you, because you're becoming this total conduit through your level of surrender, right? So anyway, take time to gather energy and spend time in meditation and reflection. This also shows you're gaining a clearer awareness of your current situation. You will uncover many insights and gifts during this period. Realize that there is a master awakening within. And that's exactly it, right? It's like you are consciousness becoming aware of itself. That's definitely a strong vibe coming through as well. All right. Okay, right, family, I'm just going to get one more message, and then I'm going to have to close out there. We have inner child attunement, okay? So again, tuning into the inner child. What does the soul need? No longer repressing or suppressing the desires of the soul, right? The yearnings and the needs of the soul in that way. So inner child attunement. This energy says, go within, right? Listening, loving parenting, attuning, scanning energy bodies, and being a loving parent to yourself, right? So you can be your own biggest support system. You can be your mother, you can be your father, you can be your uncle, your auntie, your sister, your brother. You can be all of it for yourself, right? So I remember the last time I felt like a child, embracing the pure joy of creation and uninhibited self-expression. I realize that this is the time now. I embrace all of myself multidimensionally, right? So expressing your multidimensionality in this realm, showing that you exist in multiple dimensions and multiple frequencies, in the realms of the form and the formlessness simultaneously, right? You're not separate from these different entities or distinct life forms or different archetypal manifestations of self. They're all encoded within you, within your DNA, and you're definitely activating that knowing, right? So yeah, this is a part of you that's untouched by time, right? You are the eternal essence that's navigating this experience. there's a part of you that's untouched by and unaffected by trauma or the events that have happened in this cosmic overlay experience, right? This is allowing yourself to really detach from that construct and not just become earthbound, but allow yourself to return to that formless internal nature before returning back to the light once again. So I'm gonna love and leave you guys right there. That might be the shortest message that we've done in a while, but yeah, short and sweet and to the point today. So yes, I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for thank you so much for choosing to be here with me today. And yeah, I will talk to you guys very soon. Personal reading details are also down below, and if you're not already subscribed to this channel or want to stick around for future reads, do consider subscribing. Also, if you want to join our Discord server, there's also going to be a link down below too. But until next time, bye.